Hey everybody, it's Drogith here with the Intostarcraft group. I will be giving you play-by-play action on high-profile games as well as technical tidbits and a couple of tournaments thrown in there. So before we get going, let's get this thing rolling.
Hell, it's about time.
Yes, that's right, it's Drogith here with my first Intostarcraft cast for the, Intostarcraft channel. We'll be going on the Steps of War map with Slinetz as the red Terran, and as the blue Protoss down in the bottom left-hand corner, we have Grambo. Now, this is a high gold, kind of low platinum level map, so not exactly high profile, but these are two pretty good players that are going to be matching up today. Now, as I said, this is my first cast for the Intostarcraft group, so I'm just going to give you a little background about myself. I played Brood Wars back in the day. Oh man, that was so long ago, back when I was actually in high school, as I am one of the actual oldest members of the Intostarcraft group. In fact, I'm turning 30, so I think I am actually the oldest member. But way back then, I liked playing the role-playing maps as opposed to the actual fight maps, because to be honest with you, I wasn't that good. I picked up the beta for StarCraft 2 many years later. I didn't really touch any RTSs. Command and Conquer just wasn't for me. And picked up the beta, and during that shutdown, watching the HDH Invitational, Husky, Mac, Total Biscuit, guys like that, I got interested in doing this commentary stuff and joined up with the group, and I have my own channel as well as doing this with the Intostarcraft group. Hopefully we'll bring you, or me personally will be bringing you, a lot of tournament play as well as higher profile matches, like I had said in my intro. Now, let's really get into things. We see the Terran player Slinetz is going with a pretty standard opening. He's trying to choke off his base with a barracks in the supply depot, getting a single gas right away. Grambo's able to see this, and on Grambo's end, he's going from the gateway, second pylon, and he's also going with a pretty standard build for this type of map. Now, Steps of War is extremely short map, so you can actually. We usually see a lot of Reaper play, tucking in on the edges both over here and a little bit so over here. We see that a second gateway is going down with a Zealot being rushed out with a Chrono Boost. Let's look in the income tabs. The income is pretty even along the lines of both players. And back here we see a factory, so it looks like Slinetz might be going for the 1-1-1, whereas it's one barracks, one factory, and then one starport, and then doing tech swaps on the buildings. Now, for a Protoss player, sometimes what you can do is you can put down a pylon down here and actually wall off your natural, as long as you don't see any Reaper push coming out. Now, Reapers should have been showing up pretty soon now, so since there's no Reaper, it could actually be very safe for Grambo to come over here and get this quick expand. But you can see the Cyber Core's up. We should be seeing Stalkers coming out fairly quickly. There's a Stalker coming out right away. And he doesn't have enough gas. He should be going for his... Yep, he went for his second gas. So once he gets that filled up, we'll be seeing... Excuse me. We'll be seeing some warp gate technology going down. Now, over here we do see tech coming up. We do see another supply depot coming down for Slinetz. And nope, there is no tech switch, but we're going right for siege tanks. So we're looking at a marine ball with siege tanks mixed in. I'm not really sure what version this was, but it may have been a bit earlier, before any of the tank nerfs or anything that happened. But we see another command center going down for maybe a quick expand, and it looks like Grambo might be going for a little push. He's got, let's see, 4 Zealots, 1 Stalker. coming in, gonna try and test this gate, see if he can sneak in there. He's got a pretty good wall off right there. The tank coming out just in time to snipe off two of these zealots. Looks like a third zealot might be going down, and then a fourth one right after that. This stalker's pretty safe back here. But this supply depot is not going to go down. Almost there. These SCVs came over to heal it just in time. And we can see that that initial push failed. We're going for 3 gates. We might see a robo by Grambo. Going with a pretty standard 3-gate robo. He might be advancing to something else, but it looks like he's just going stalkers right now. Stalkers, zealots. And we still don't have any warp tech going on, so this may have been quite early on before Grambo actually picked up his game a bit. Slinetz has got his orbital command coming out and some really good saturation. I'm going, oops, wrong tab. Some really good saturation. We see both players have an equal amount of harvesters going. And it looks like Slinetz is his command center finished. He's going for his natural expand, putting down the siege tank right here. Now that siege tank is going to get some good cover around this area right here. However, if Grambo puts several stalkers over here, he is going to be able to snipe this out. Even if he backtracks it along behind the mineral line, he might be able to reach that and cause some damage there. Now what do we have coming up? Engineering bay. Okay, so we're going to be seeing, I think it's Thor's coming out of the factory with a armory. Engineering bay. Nope, just going to be seeing some upgrades going on. And we do have the Robo bay coming up with an Immortal coming out. I'm sorry, I almost called it a Colossus. That's one more tech up. So we're going to be seeing a good ground army from Grambo with the Immortal mixed in with the ground group to try and tank up some of this damage while all the other units take down excuse me, while the other units take down everything. Now we have a second siege tank out for Slinetz, and this is it looks like these guys are just happy with microing up. Let's keep looking what's going on back here. We don't really see anything else coming up. We see a Twilight Council. Okay, so we're going to be some maybe see some charge lot legs coming out. And we are morphing into another orbital command, the 2 siege tanks. This is a pretty basic defense, although there's usually a barracks put up right about here, or on the top portion over here. Drop some Marines in there. It's a very hard wall to break. So you'd need some air units, or rush in over here and blink up here to take care of the siege tanks. The Immortals, 1 or 2 Immortals could actually tank a lot of damage right up here in the front. Well, here we go. We see some action. The